Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. Me and my sleepy sidekicks are here to bring you another video. Can you say hi? Xena's here, she's waiting for treats. Wyatt is here. Can you say hi? You're backwards. You can't say hi that way. Can you say hi? You have to turn around. He's such a goofball. Say hi to everybody. So, many of you have asked me a ton of questions in the comments, which is awesome. Sometimes I answer them, sometimes I don't. But in one of my previous videos, I had told you I was thinking about doing a get to know me video. So if you had questions that you wanted to ask about me, please ask them and I would consider answering them in a get to know me video. So here we are. So I have 15 questions I am going to answer as part of this video about me and my sleepy sidekicks here. So let's get to it. First up, and probably one of the most asked questions, is what type of work do I do and why do I travel so much? So I work in HR, so I do work for a big company and I do work in HR, and primarily, more specifically, I am responsible for my company's HR technology. So, and the reason why I travel so much is because the company that I work for is several hours away. So I am primarily a remote employee. So when I am in the office, that means I'm traveling. That means I stay near where I work. So I do that usually at least once a month. So 25% of the time, that means that I am not at home. I'm in the office. Otherwise, I am working from home. So I hope that clears that up. Other times I do tend to go to conferences or might be doing some different kind of travel. So another question that I got several people asked me was, what made me decide to do YouTube? So that's a really great question, actually. So last year, I just started doing YouTube early last year, and it was a challenge to myself, because I felt that I was not very good at ad-lib, being caught off guard. I tend to say too much and not be able to formulate my thoughts and put well-thought sentences together. So, which I am ad-libbing this entire video right now, so I did not put my answers to my questions here prior to sitting down for this video. So I'm winging it. But that was one of the challenges. I was really trying to be able to speak better, put myself out there a little bit more, because I do tend to be a little bit more introverted, and I do not really like to be the center of attention or speak in front of crowds. So I was hoping that this would be a way to try to get me a little bit outside of my comfort zone, a little bit more comfortable in speaking, even though this really isn't in front of a crowd. I knew that it could possibly be seen by, many people. I wasn't sure if it would or not, but I thought there was a potential, so I was giving it a try. It was a challenge. So here we are, and thank you to all of you who have supported me and helped my channel grow. I'm quite amazed by it. I'm very amazed by it. So I still say way too much, so you guys can call me out on that, because I'm really, really trying hard to stop doing that. But I do feel like I have grown over the course of this year, and it really has helped me. So I have enjoyed it more than I thought. I wasn't sure where it would go, but I'm happy that I did it. All right, next question. What does my son and husband think about me doing YouTube? So when I first started doing YouTube, I didn't tell anyone. No one knew. No one at all knew that I was doing it. My son happened to catch me. I was editing a video or trying to put a video together, and he caught me, and he had very little interest. So I've been trying to figure out YouTube all by myself without any help since the beginning. So you guys might have already figured that out, because I'm very much an amateur, not really exactly sure what I'm doing. I learn a little bit each and every time I do a video. I try to do a little bit of research as I have time, so I'm always trying to get better. But unfortunately, I don't have the kind of time I'd like to put into it. So I probably was doing it for about 4 months before I told my husband. and he was very supportive. I think he was surprised, and yeah, I think he's fine with it. I think he's very supportive and interested now. So it's fascinating. How did I meet my husband? So my husband and I had been together for quite some time. I was a senior in high school when I met him at my very first job. He's a couple years older than me. He was already graduated, and we met at like an under 21 dance club, and we have been together pretty much ever since. So we go way back. Another question, did you grow up in the area you live? So technically, yes. So I live in a town about 8 miles away from where I grew up. So yes, I've stayed in the same area. My parents are nearby. My husband's parents are nearby. So I really haven't ventured too far as where I live. I do like to travel quite a bit, and I've had the fortune to be able to travel. But as far as live, I did grow up in this area. Would you ever consider taking us along with you on a shopping trip? So I love that question. Did I tell you guys I have 15 questions total? So that's question number 6. I think that's fascinating. I would consider that. I would have to get help. So everything I've done so far, I've done all by myself. I've never had any help with anything. Xena's like wants in on the action. I think she just wants a treat. So I have not gotten any help for anything that I've done yet so far, meaning I've never brought in another person. So that would require me to bring in another person, right? Like, because it would be hard for me to shop and film. So I would consider it. The answer is yes. I would have to work out the logistics of doing it, but I think that would be fun. So I'd probably get a friend to help me because my son would not be helpful. I don't think. My husband would be bored, I think. He would do it, but I think he'd be bored. So I think a friend of mine would probably be more fun, right? Would make it a little bit more fun. So I'd have to think about that one, but yes, I would consider it. All right. Question number 7. Oh, and I'm gonna have to go. So this is about my handbags. So this question is saying, I've never seen any handbags in any of your unboxings. Do I change them out and match them to my outfits, or do I like to just keep it neutral to go with everything? I get that question a lot, actually. What about handbags? Because I don't get handbags in any of my subscription boxes. I am very, very particular about my handbags. And I actually do not collect handbags like I do shoes or jackets. So I am very, very, very picky about handbags. So a few years ago, it's quite a few years ago now, my friend and I, for our birthdays, her birthday's in July and mine is in September, and it was like I think it was one of her like milestone birthdays, we decided to like buy each other, it was the same bag though, a Louis bag, and it was one of the never full bags. So we splurged, and like for our birthdays, we bought like each other a Louis bag, right? So we went to shopping together, we made it a big deal, and we bought each other a never full bag. And we had so much fun, we had them engraved, and it was like a fun day, right? So I loved my never full bag, I carried it for quite some time. So since doing that, I have pretty much really fallen in love with my Louis bags. And I have, over the course of those years, so I want to say that was probably about 6 years ago, 5 years ago, I think, I have kind of cultivated several Louis bags, usually for special occasions, not for any reason at all. It's over the course of several years, I've cultivated several Louis bags, and that's usually all that I carry. So I will be right back because I'll show you what I'm carrying right now. So the bag that I've been carrying for quite some time now is called I think it does have a name, but it's the messenger bag. Let me see here. I think the name's actually in here somewhere. I usually leave them in here so I remember, but this one has an odd name, so I'm not sure that I remember it. Here it is. Oh, this isn't the full name. It's the South Bank, and it says D-E-B-E. So that's not the full name. Anyway, I know it's called her messenger bag. And it's in the, is it the damier? And I love it because it's a cross body or a shoulder bag. And I love that it has this pocket in the front. It has a pocket on the inside too, because this way, when I travel, I can throw it into my bigger computer bag. And I don't have to constantly switch purses, because when I do that, I always forget something. So whether I'm going on a plane or whether I'm going in my car when I travel, I can throw this into my bigger carry-on bag or my computer bag, and I don't ever forget anything and don't ever have to worry about switching bags. So this is the bag I've been carrying for probably over a year now. I haven't switched because I love it. I carried a much bigger bag before this one, and I loved it too. And I had gotten this one about, like I said, about a year ago, probably a year and 3 months ago. And ever since I switched to the smaller bag, I love it. So I've had no desire to switch. I keep carrying this one. So that's why you don't ever see me share my bags, because I really don't switch them out. I feel like that one goes with everything and I love it. So I just haven't switched it out. When I find another one, maybe I will, but I haven't. Part of it's probably lazy and busy, so that might be a big contributor. All right, next question. All right, this one's a good one. Will we see your hubby in a video? Is he as stylish as you? So I don't know if you will see him in a video or not. That's a good question. He hasn't really shown any interest in that. Like I said, I'm pretty much all on my own with these. Other than the pups, no one else has really shown any interest in wanting to be in my videos as far as my family goes. So I'm not sure. As far as being as stylish as me, probably not. He thinks I'm always way too dressed up. So he does like clothes. He does like to occasionally get dressed up, but his style is much more relaxed, and he's more rigid in his style than I am. So he doesn't really push the bucket as much as I do, if that makes sense. All right. Next question. We're up to number 9. How many new items do you add to your wardrobe every month, and how do you make sure you rotate new things into your outfits? So I thought this was a great question. As far as how many new items do you add into your wardrobe each month, there's not a set number. It depends on how many items I would keep out of the style boxes and how, versus how much I return. So you never know how much you're going to like each month versus how much you're going to return. I like clothes. I've always liked clothes, so I've always been pretty bad ever since I've had a job. For the time I was 16, I've worked, and that was always where I spent my money. Would you two behave? Look at these two. So they're going to get rowdy now. Behave. All right. We're going to get to you in a minute. We're going to talk about you two as well. And as far as rotating new things, so I do like to rotate new things. I do like to try to make sure that I do them. I used to keep my new things separate and not put them in with my old things until I wore them, and that's how I knew. I'm talking. Hey. We're going to talk about you in a minute. So, but now I've been trying to clean up my closet for you all in case I could try to do a closet video, which I don't know, guys. That's going to be really tough for me. So I've been trying to now organize it and put things in the proper place. So now it's getting a little harder for me. So if you guys have suggestions on how to do that well, let me know, because I'm struggling with it. I don't think I'm doing it well. So keeping it separate was working for me until I wore it, and then I would integrate it with the rest of my wardrobe. That's how I had been doing it. But now that I want to get organized a little bit better, keeping it separate wasn't really working for me. All right. Next up, question number 10. Do I really love what I get? And do I love it now and not so much later kind of question? I think it depends. So sometimes you like something and you wear it and you think it's fantastic, and then you put it on a second time and think, why did I think that was fantastic? I used to do that a lot. I think I've gotten much better now. So I do go through a closet cleanup at least twice a year, because I do take all of my clothes up to a resale shop twice a year. So I do it for summer and I do it for winter, basically. So I do get rid of a lot of clothes, and if I haven't worn it or no longer have any interest in it or don't think I'm going to wear it, I do try to get rid of it. So I try to be make sure I'm in a good mood to do that, and I do clean out a lot. So I will share how much I get rid of, because I do have a bunch of clothes already set aside for summer. And then whatever the resale shop doesn't sell, they do donate on my behalf. So a lot does get donated every year. So I do think I'm much better now than I was before, where I would, if I thought I liked something, I would buy it in a bunch of colors and have like 5 things of the same. That I'm going to have a hard time here. I think maybe this is going to be the Wyatt and Xena show. So I don't do that anymore. So if I like something, I try not to buy it in multiple colors. I will once in a while, but only if it's a basic. I don't really do that anymore. So I'm trying to think all winter long. I think the only thing I bought more of the same item in multiple colors was just that Target sweater, the eyelash sweater. I did buy that in more than one color, but I think that was the only thing. Other creative interests. So I think that means other than clothing, do I have any other creative interests? So aside from this YouTube channel, which has taken a ton of my time now, I do like to decorate my house. We built a house about 2.5 years ago now. So I've been working on it for quite some time. It takes me a while. It takes me a while to put together a room, a look. So I can't just do it all at once as a big bang. I tend to make decisions slowly over the course of time. So that's been a project of mine, and probably will be for a little while longer yet. I'm trying to think what else might be. I used to have more, but between my son's hockey, my work, the YouTube channel, my family, yeah, other responsibilities, I don't think I have a lot of time for other creative projects right now, but I do like to be creative. The next one, number 12, is about organization and time management. And how do I the balance between the YouTube channel, working, being a mom, and everything else, and some ways to keep it all together. So I think that's a great question, and I don't know if I actually have an answer to that one, but I kept it on here because I thought maybe everyone else might have some ideas for this one. Xena is so worked up. Can you hear her? Cece, we're going to get to you, I promise. The next questions are about you. So I tend to try to set time on my calendar for each and everything. It doesn't always work out that way, because you know how life can get in the way. So sometimes it just doesn't work out, but I try really hard. So I set, work is all day. I'll try to set right after work before it gets dark to try to hurry up and do, a video, and then try to spend the evening getting it cut and ready to go so I can post it in the morning. Sometimes that doesn't work out. If my son has hockey or there's another thing going on, I can't necessarily do it. Parents, I do have things to do for them, and you have to fit in grocery shopping and lots of other fun stuff. So I don't think I've really got the time management thing down. I'm open to ideas. Would love to start that discussion. Maybe we could do a video about that. So if everyone can throw in some ideas, I would love to put them all together and have a video just talking about that. That's a good one. All right, the pups, the most important part, right? So how old are the pups? So Xena is 10 years old this year. So she is a Yorkshire Terrier, or a Yorkie, and she is 10 years old, and she is the boss of Wyatt. Yes. And Wyatt, can you come up here, bud? So Wyatt is a Westie, yes, or a West Highland White Terrier, and he is 5 years old. So that answers both of those questions. So Xena has, I don't know if you guys have even noticed, but every once in a while her left eye might look a little yucky, and that's because Xena has chronic dry eyes, so we always have to put drops in her eyes. It's never going to get better, it only gets worse. And so her eye dries up a lot, and sometimes she gets crusties and yuckiness, so she has drops and salve and all kinds of stuff we put in her eye on a daily basis, but she doesn't let it get her down. She just wants treats. And Wyatt, for some reason, you might occasionally see him in a diaper because he has decided that he thinks he can pee wherever he wants. So he's not always good. But I still love you, Wyatt. Yes, I do. He's still very, very sweet. He just, for some reason, cannot remember where he's supposed to go to the bathroom. All right, and the very last question, number 15, was, have dogs always been important in my life? And the answer to that is yes. I've always had dogs as long as I can remember. Even when they're gone for a little bit, they go to the groomers and they're not in the house. The house is so quiet and I actually feel lonely. But the dogs always make me feel better. They always make my day better. And they always give love no matter what. So it's a great unconditional love. And I always love having them around. So they always make me smile. They always give kisses, right? Right, Xena? Yes, yes. So they have always been important. I can't imagine my life without them, even when they're misbehaving. So that's all the questions. That was 15 questions about me and the pups. I hope I answered your question. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for taking some time to learn a little bit about us. We appreciate it, right? Yes. So please, please, please consider hitting that like button. I hope you enjoyed the video. I would love it if you would join the fun and hit that subscribe button. And if you've already subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. Everyone have an awesome day. Until next time, bye everybody.